Okay, so I'm gonna call this meeting to order at 1:10 p.m. Today is 9th. So we're gonna start with the roll call.
Yes, Claudia? Here. Okay, Maite? Here. Alicia? Here. Jackie, no, Olotano?
Yeah.
Okay, Jessica? She's not.
Oh, no, she has the reason.
Okay, and Anna?
Here.
And Haley?
Here.
Okay, very good.
We have a quorum, right? Okay, so we're gonna go to the first. The first order of business, any deferrals, additions, or deletions, anybody need to add, delete anything? Okay, number 4, public comments. Anybody have any public comments? Want to introduce yourself and talk? We've seen you before, but yes.
I'd like to introduce myself. I don't know if
Yeah.
now's the right time.
Yeah.
So my name is Steve Dennis. I represent a new business that we're opening here in Miami Lakes. It's Kumon Math and Reading Enrichment Program. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not. There used to be a Kumon here, I think closed maybe right before or something like that. So
Yeah.
I'm opening up a new one.
Mhm.
It's in the Cypress Village shopping center. We should be open the first part of July. And basically what we offer to the reading and from the students after school, it's not homework help, it's not tutoring, it's more of training and mindset to teach the kids to be individual self-learners. We motivate them, we show them the way, and we kind of set them loose and hopefully unlock their potential and their possibilities. So I'm just kind of raising the awareness and introducing myself. And I read about your committee and it looks like you guys have things together pretty well. So I'm interested in meeting all of you at some point, and maybe principals of the various schools. So that's who I am. If there's any questions, I'm here.
Thank you for coming.
What was your last name, sir?
It's DANIS.
DEN.
DANIS.
Right,
Thank
first
you.
name is Steve.
Yes,
Yeah. We're right next to that big jujitsu center that's
Okay.
over there in
It's the
the
Kuman Math.
KUMO. I do have some material, if I can just leave it here.
Sure.
Here it is. Yeah, okay.
We have the birth. So if you want to
Great.
stay, that's up to you.
Yeah, I do.
So
Thank you.
stay for this.
Appreciate
Thank you for coming. And did you want to say?
I'm Mr. Lenny. I've been coming to the meetings every now and then, and then Jessica also told me that there is a position open and that I should come. I'm a Miami Lake citizen. I also work at Bob Graham, and I also have 2 kids that attend. So
You turned in the application, did you?
no, I never know. I don't know how to do it. I mean,
I'll send you a link. You just have to fill out the application and then the town clerk's office will reach out to you if the council member wants to appoint you.
Yeah. So it's up to us so she can get your email.
I have her.
You have her email? Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, it's both of you. Okay, so next we're moving on to student member reporting. Your last one.
This is my last member report. So it's been a very productive year. We started off with having a meeting with all the student representatives from all the different schools in the lakes. It was a really productive meeting. They had pizza, they enjoyed themselves. From there, I kept in contact. They also participated in our book drive, which we haven't received a final count, but I want to say over 800 books. So it was really good. So we really needed that. We also had a spelling bee, which you all did. It came out really successful. Honestly, can't think of anything bad. Then we had lastly the awards of excellence, also very successful. We had about 11 awards given out, 2 scholarships. It was just a very productive event and very successful. Everyone was very happy. And yeah, that's the year's crossed up.
Thank you so much for everything.
Great job.
You did a great job. So thank you. I know it was hard at the end with getting all the kids to come, but it's nice. But thank you. Thank you for putting it together. Anybody have anything they want to say or anything else for that? No, okay. We're gonna, I'm sorry, Ariel. I didn't notice on the one that you printed, the principals under the year report is at 6 and that needs to be at.
Yeah, but it was the ordinance, so you guys have to move it.
So I have to move it.
Yeah.
We have to vote on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I need somebody, I have to motion, I have
You can
somebody.
speak the motion.
Yeah, I'd like to motion to have the number 6 principals into the year report moved down to number. What is it?
Last
9, or it's for last, okay, it's the last of the end. Somebody second?
Second.
Okay, everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye, there's,
What was the time of our meeting opening today?
oh, it was at
1:10.
1.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I said it. Yeah. Okay, so we're moving that down, so it's gonna get down. Okay, so old business, recap of awards of excellence, I know I emailed myself stuff, but if you guys have stuff that you wanna mention, then at least you can take notes and then we can add it for next year. Does anybody have stuff they remember they want to add?
Well, it's in the old business. Do you want me to read it out loud or?
Oh, we already did this? Did we already do this?
No.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Awards of Excellence held on May 1st, 2025, 6:30 p.m. The event was a total success. The food was chicken paella, totally delicious. All the food was prepared outside of the building, ready to bring inside. Vicky Bakery sponsors provided appetizers for 150 people. Had beautiful gold chargers to adorn the table. The theme was blue, gold, and white. Centerpieces were white hydrangeas in glass bowls. They adorned 10 tables. Okay, soft music was provided for festive and cheerful ambiance. The AC was in good working condition, and we always have to remember to check it prior to any of our events. The balloon arch provided a professional and beautiful backdrop setting. Superintendents, administrators, principals, retired teachers, sponsors, and distinguished guests were all in attendance. And also our chairperson, she was our spokesperson. She welcomed everyone to the event. Awards of excellence were given out to recipient winners and to teachers that were retiring, and scholarships as well, right? All volunteers were on time and did an amazing job. We're here to discuss any changes or any adaptations that we want to do for next time. We also did the Mother's Day event, which was held on Saturday, May 10th from 10 to 12. I was in attendance. Maite and Haley were present to pass out the books. Everything was beautiful. The event turned out very successful and a great time was had by all.
Thank you, Marilyn. You sent us some stuff for next year, so I'm gonna go through that through your email. Staff to check if you can require a nomination form to only submit responses with a minimum of 100 words, because remember, some responses were less than. So we wanna make sure that the staff, somebody from the staff checks that there's at least, because there's no way for the application itself.
That's what
To
we did.
require it,
I
right?
don't know. I know that we put the description of must be minimum of, but I don't know if we can.
Make it
Or,
a requirement.
yeah,
so-
that's what we.
And we'd have to speak to who for that.
No, that's fine. That's our team.
That's right, so just a reminder, we have to make sure we do that for next year, and then get feedback from principals if they are in support of this event initiative. We struggle to collect nominations, like one school didn't submit any.
I think it was like 2 schools that didn't even.
Did two schools, it was
Yeah.
two that didn't submit at all.
Mhm.
So when you, I know one of them, I don't remember the other one, but we'll need to talk to them today and see, and I'm gonna leave that to you,
I think if I'm not mistaken, it was Miami Lakes Middle and Miami Lakes Education. Right?
It was HML, I know HML, and
HML.
then it was
I don't think
three?
we got it.
from Miami Lakes Educational.
I wasn't here because
Yeah.
Julie was sick, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So it might be
My middle. So I think it was.
Then it
It was
was
just two schools, so it was Miami Lakes Educational Center and HMO didn't do any nominations. So today you can talk to them about them, I don't think you're much more diplomatic and nice than that. Also, it need to discuss expectations with the mayor's office on how to handle compiling of retiring teachers' names and how the invites go out. What do you?
because okay, so I don't know the specifics of how this is normally done, because it's always been done by the mayor's office, like that component was done by the mayor's office. I just know that the mayor's assistant last year and the year before would reach out to the schools directly, and then they would kind of compile a list for them, I guess, these are the teachers from whatever school, this is how many years, and that's it. This year, the mayor's office requested, again, understanding that it's a new mayor, they have their own way of doing things. They wanted to have every, I guess, administrator from each school fill out a proclamation request per teacher. And it looked like some of the principals did struggle doing that.
Yeah, they did.
Because then it was like one per teacher. My understanding from the mayor's office is that they wanted to make sure that each proclamation was customized for that
Person.
person, and that's why they did that. But maybe, I don't know if you guys were okay with how they handled it.
Before, they didn't do proclamations.
No,
I
I don't
They
know.
had one standard statement
Yeah.
that went for each teacher, because obviously the principals would just send over the names. There was just one general proclamation. This year, the way it was done was send me the name, but tell me about them.
Mm.
So it's kind of hard to kind of put all that together and around the time that it's happening.
Yeah, it's a horrible. time.
Because it's end
End
of
of the
year,
year.
it's testing, it's all that stuff. Personally. Well, I understand, I like the personalization component, but realistically,
hard.
it does
a lot.
generate a lot of work.
Yeah.
So
everybody.
I think I would be okay with it just being like one general
Proclamation.
proclamation, and that's what, I know that's what Mayor Sid did. A couple years ago, he would read one. And then that he would essentially say, okay, everybody come up. This is like the same thing. Well, we thank you for your commitment to education, blah, 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 blah. And each one of them, same, everyone received the same proclamation. So you like the personalized?
No,
Oh.
I agree with you, I don't.
That's fine, sounds fine.
Yeah, so then I guess we would have to, well, we would have to tell the.
Oh, it's fine.
council,
I mean,
you'll
we
tell
need
them?
to bring this back next year. I also just think that, maybe it didn't, I think they did it a little too close to the event day, so maybe if we do it at the same time we go out with the nominations, they start.
Cause
doing
they
it, maybe it
should,
helps.
should have the names of people.
Sometimes.
Yeah, they should,
Like January, I would
but
say.
it depends on when they're retired.
Sometimes they're,
Yeah.
they'll retire, like.
So we just.
Sometimes they say they're gonna
Yeah.
retire and then
Is that
they
something
change their mind.
Is that something
Yeah.
we, no.
We can, honestly, we can invite the mayor's assistant to come to like maybe a meeting in December or
in January.
January, and then we have that conversation to see how we want the process to go about.
Yeah, how they wanna do it. Okay, I would say like December, January, like January, beginning of the year.
Okay.
Do I have to, the reminder, you're gonna put a note?
I'm
on
gonna
that?
make a note for myself,
Yeah,
but if you
please.
guys could also make a note here, but I will.
January, so I'm gonna make a note to invite, what did you say, representative
The
from the
mayor,
mayor's office,
yeah.
mayor's rep? To invite the mayor's rep to the January meeting. To make sure we're on the same page for how we wanna do it with retirees, if it's gonna be one proclamation. For all of them, or bunch of individual proclamations. So that was that, and then, whoever is sending in return. Direct contact info, again, we can bring that up.
Yeah.
at that meeting. Well, deliveries need to be made with delivery company that can drop groceries at the front door, cause I had that problem, Walmart does not leave it there unless somebody's there. So we have to make sure that if it's Walmart, but you told me I could deliver it
Or
days before.
we
to
just have to
the town.
confirm it at a time that we do have.
That you have somebody there, so we have to just work a little bit better with that. And then, you said start time to 6:30 work, we had people there that were on time waiting until 7 for the event to start, do we need to reconsider the time?
And then some of you were telling me, was it 6, right? Like, I think
Yeah.
a few of you were like, oh, did we say 6
I
or
think
6:30?
we started at like a 7.
You guys didn't start at 6:30.
Or we started like at
A little bit
7.
later,
You guys started at 7.
So do we wanna change the time? You're saying.
I mean, you don't have to decide now, it's just something.
I think 7 is good, cause it gets decent.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
No, we don't do 7, no, we start at 7.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying, if we're gonna say 7, then we start at 7.
See, whoever's there and whoever's not
So
there,
do we
that's
wanna
their
tell
problem.
them 7 or do we wanna tell them 6:30? Cause we told them 6:30, right?
Yeah, and you know, people are always late.
So should we tell them 6:30?
You wanna keep the Cuban time aspect of it 6:30,
Yeah.
and you show up at 7.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
all we
saying.
have to do is find
Know
something.
your
for them to do
demographics.
while they're-
Exactly.
We need to find something for them to do while they're waiting there, the people that get there early, for which I wanna, we'll talk.
Because we do
With the
have.
Photoshop and thing, and the appetizers we didn't announce and people didn't eat the appetizer.
My personal thought process on this. Schools, we don't work on the Cuban time in schools. It's 7 o'clock, it's 7 o'clock. I think we should continue with that same mindset. Whoever is late, that's on them. I'm sorry, we're not gonna wait for you. We're not gonna wait. I'm sorry you don't get there at 7, you don't get there at 7, you know?
Or you can say, cocktail reception
At
at
6:30.
whatever, and event at 7.
Yeah. that would
Mhm.
take
Do
a
that.
lot.
And that way, if they want the, and they
If
don't,
they want to, but
it starts at 7. You want the patelitos, you
You get here at 6:30,
I think that's very.
6:29.
Yeah, it's like a one, that way, it's
Yeah.
kinda like you're building in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have a detailed list, but I'm not gonna go through it all. I'll just, before that meeting, I'll go through it with you guys, cause like.
I think cocktail reception or whatever.
But those are the big things that you had
Welcome
mentioned,
reception, not
was
the-
there anything big that you guys noticed? Cause my stuff is tedious and I'll go through it later.
I would like to make one suggestion, you know, it's gonna revolve the AC. You know, that's my thing. Had we not gone there the day before, okay,
Yes.
and had we not sat there, we would have been met with the same conditions we were met previous years. Thankfully, you know, we had Isle who, you know, sorry, Isle, you know, had me hounding her about the AC and she had to make phone calls, but that's on top of everything else that she has to do. And I personally don't think it's her responsibility to make sure the AC is working. So I would like to see, okay, and you know that I'm gonna complain about this. I would like to see a checklist put together where you check off that everything is in working functioning order, not you, but whoever's in charge of that facility, who's ever in charge of facilities. Go there the day before. Make sure that that thermostat is turned down to as low as it could possibly be, because there's gonna be about 150 people in there. You know, and we have things to do that evening prior. The last thing I need to do is play, you know, AC oversight coordinator, okay? Because that's not what we signed up for. So I think we have a person in charge. I think that person needs to go in there. I think they need to check the thermostat, sign off on it, that everything's in proper functioning order. So that that's one less thing that we have to worry about. Because at the end of the day, we are volunteers. We don't get paid to go in there and check your AC, and you've got 800 things to do for us. So you can't be playing AC tech. Which I thank you for doing, because you did, you know, but just something,
Great job.
if you know that you're going to have an event there the day prior, and this shouldn't be just for the EAB. But for any event, go there the day prior.
It's your responsibility.
Exactly, it's just, it should be part of it, so putting together a checklist, having it signed off by whoever's in charge, making sure everything's up and running.
And we'll always go to do.
Yeah, because even then, it was just it was like 7, 8 of us there, we were hot, you know, so, and that was it.
Anything you know, Felicia?
Anything major reason? I mean, I wasn't there the day before, but yeah, that would have bothered me too.
He was, big time, AC was. I'll go through, like I said, we'll go through it, and when we start planning in January, we'll go through those things, so there was I know I emailed myself for a long list. Cause I'm picky, but that's for, that's not. Okay, next for number 7, old business, 7B, update on storage of supplies for the event and book. So did everything get transferred over to the community center, the boxes, were the boxes finally, or because I remember there weren't boxes, and they were like, oh, the boxes are gonna be found, then we had ordered some.
I was telling you what book I'm,
Sorry, we're talking about
but
books.
I was right.
Yeah, sorry, the books and the stuff from the, whatever was left over.
The books you guys had already put away, so they're there.
They're there.
And we did find bins for them.
Bins,
so
oh,
they're-
okay, good,
they're there.
good.
I think there was like 1 or 2 boxes that there was not bins for,
Oh,
but most of the books are in the bins.
and the bins, okay.
Um,
The stuff, whatever was left over.
and I know whatever was left over from the Mother's Day events.
Yeah.
Handyman took it back to go put it all on, I mean, Mary Collins, the storage, so that's like, the awards of excellence stuff is still there.
Oh, I
But it's at storage, it's in the storage room.
In
It's
that
not
little
in the,
room.
it's outside, no, cause we had never, it's outside, yeah. It's like right before you enter the living doors to the left, there's a door.
It's safely there.
Yeah, no, it's only handyman and Dantora that have access to it.
Oh, good. But does that
Um,
stuff have to be transferred over now?
We will
Okay,
transfer,
transfer.
we will
Okay, guys,
transfer,
do that.
yeah.
It's the banner.
Yeah, cause they had to clear out the office,
Okay.
yeah, so that was just where you guys temporarily put it for them to put it in.
So I just wanted to make sure that everything was put away.
And then, if you guys wanna look at it, a month or 2 before.
Yeah, we
the
will.
event next
Oh,
week,
yeah,
we
we
can
will.
schedule.
Yeah. So make a note that we always, like a couple months before, we always wanna make sure we have everything in inventory. Okay, now to the new business, the budget, which I definitely am not good at, the budgets. So let's look at the budgets, that's at the end here. So you said we have to vote on the proposed new budget?
Yeah, every year you guys pretty much put together a proposed budget for, like essentially what you're asking. Household to appropriate, that is not it,
Oh, this is the,
that's something that the school.
this is the.
Well, that's your budget this, yes.
And do we wanna keep it the same for next year? Is the question.
Yeah, this is the opportunity, if you guys are, adding on events that you're gonna need funding for, if you need up funding for anything, if there's any line
What's our
items you wanna
total
get
amount
rid
that
of.
we have to work with?
So they ask you guys to essentially redistribute what you got this year, like, which, I'm sorry, I can't hear. Okay, so you guys as a committee, as a whole, you'll see your original budget was 45,500. As you can see though, it's broken down into line items, right? So some of them into the language arts program, 1,000 for events, 4,000 for the Friends of the Library, 4,000 for the Imagination Library, and 10,000 for the STEM money you guys give the schools. That's how all your funds are used. So the budget office suggests that you guys put together two columns essentially in your request. One column is, okay, if you were to get the same amount of money, how do you want that money distributed? How much into what line item? Do you wanna keep it the same, or do you have a need in one line item more than the other? Do you wanna downsize the funding in one of the line items? And then the other column they ask you is kind of like your wish list. What is it, if we could up the funding, and what do you? And for what line item?
The spelling bee, we didn't have any money for that week, right? We didn't.
No, essentially you guys were
$1,000
given
for
$1,000 for
For
events.
all of
For
our
events.
events. We have.
Because you guys have added events in the last few years, I think, like the Awards of Excellence is fairly new,
Mm-hmm.
and now you have a spelling bee too.
So there's only two, we have two events. That's it, AV Awards and
Oh, yeah.
Mom's
Awards of
event,
Excellence
a
and-
mom's event. You don't.
Right, because your books used to come out of that event.
Mm-hmm.
You guys would buy the books from the event line item.
Oh.
You were using the books for events.
Yes, so the books are used for that and the books were used for the Christmas event as well.
Yeah.
And actually during the veterans, we also, at least in the past, we used to participate in the veterans, and when we would see little kids, we would walk along the parade route
give them books.
and we would hand them books.
Oh, that's
That's nice, but the books at Tangaro, no, it's very expensive. The books have gone up, or how much should we spend on books?
We used to order them from, if I may,
You had mentioned Scholastic.
Scholastic. We used to use Scholastic because, and I worked with a teacher. You may know her, Miss Ottaviani over at Bob Graham. And we would sit down and they always have really good deals on the books. So sometimes you get dollar books.
Mhm.
So we would order, these child-sized friendly books, mostly for the smaller kids. And we used to get them like at $1 a piece.
How much in total
Did we need?
do we need?
So I would take advantage whenever there was a sale. I would like buy, so I would buy as many as I could, and obviously we were also. When a child would come up to the book, and we had a table laid out and we had all the books. And it wasn't, you can take one of each, it was, you have to take one. Because again, teaching them a lesson, you have to leave for others. Okay, so yes, you can have a book, pick out your favorite book that you see that appeals to you the most. But remember that you may have a little friend or you may have another neighborhood child that's going to want to come. And we also, because our town events have grown and they now extend to other communities, we would say, okay, we would always ask, are you a Miami Lakes resident? Because ultimately it's Miami Lakes taxpayer money that's going to pay for this. So, depending on, okay, if we saw that it wasn't like a popular event, or it wasn't, I shouldn't say popular, it wasn't completely, there wasn't a lot of participation, then we were a little bit more forgiving. But like, let's say Easter, we can't do that at Easter. It's impossible.
It's 10,000 kids.
Yeah, it's impossible to do. So the smaller events are
Yeah.
easier to work with,
Yeah.
but it was always done through Scholastic is what we did.
The thing is, $1,000 does not enough to cover the books and our events, so.
Right, and
What
it's
do we
to
do?
what she said, we've added on events. So if you're gonna add on, that means you gotta take away from something.
Did we order books for this year?
There it
No, because
goes.
we did the book drive.
I
A bunch
believe you guys ordered the books right before the ending of last fiscal year
Correct.
because you had money left over.
But now we don't have any
This year, you guys have not purchased books.
books, but do we have money to purchase books? for
Well,
this
it
month?
all falls under event, so.
Right, so how much do we have right now that's left
If you
before the end of
look
the
at
year?
it right here, you're actually at a deficit in that line
For,
for
Minus
events, if I'm looking at.
Oh, look.
But I think it's because some of the sponsor dollars hit us credit card and it just hasn't been like posted.
Which reminds me of the
Yeah,
reimbursement.
because from what I remember, you and I were looking at the budget and we were more than covered.
so do you know how much we have pending in credit card posting?
Let me see if it's.
So we know what actuals we're working,
Yeah,
with,
well,
'cause if not, don't
we
know.
can't order books and we can't order.
No, but we could maybe do a book drive. Okay, at the beginning of the school year with the schools and with the high schools, you know, there's the whole community service component to it.
Yeah. Well, we got, Haiti, we got a lot of books.
Like 800.
We have like 18.
Do you know what, that's what, do you know what reading level?
There, it's like a range of like.
It's
range.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have more for the smaller kids? Because a lot of the events aren't attended by the older kids, it's more, more the younger kids.
Say fifth grade, sixth grade, like between there.
So you would need to order some of the smaller. So
Yeah,
you
I would
could
just order the
easily order
younger.
Yeah,
like $500-600 worth of books, and that could probably last you from now until even next year. Yeah,
Yeah, let's see how much we have. But
Good
then my
luck.
question is for the budget for next year. We have to add more money to that. So where do we?
you would
take
have
money
to
out
ask,
of?
either have to ask for more money.
Yeah, this is the opportunity to
Mhm.
fill out that budget for next year.
So you, right now, what you got, you're working on the 45.5. That covers what you see there, okay? But take into account, you didn't have a spelling bee.
Yeah.
I don't know how the sponsorships were for the EAB awards.
They weren't
You know,
much.
if you-
We paid for the trophy.
No, I have it here,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we
yeah.
were working on a budget.
So you have the spelling bee,
Those were donated by Vicky Bakery.
and then
Yes.
you have the
And there's no
EAB.
expense there other than the trophy,
Mm.
and the trophy's already done.
Don't we have
It's
to,
a traveling
we
trophy.
didn't have to, yeah,
we
Remember
got a
the-
couple
it's
boxes
beautiful.
left, right, of books,
Yeah, we have a lot of books.
but it's more toward like the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we need to get
over. All we need is elementary, and
That's
that's
what I'm
what
saying.
I'm saying, get
Yeah.
a deal with Scholastic.
Yeah,
so-
for like $1, you
Yeah,
can,
but going back to the AV, there was no real expense with that other than the award itself. I mean, other than
The kind of-
decorations, I mean, Jackie donated, I think she donated the balloons and stuff. Jackie did the balloon thing.
Hold on, I have something based on,
No, we're gonna do
okay,
it.
I have to add it in because I just got the awards.
The food was Vicky Baker and they donated the pastelito.
and what about the abaya?
No, I'm sorry. I'm saying it'd be awards. I meant the spelling bee.
Oh, okay,
Sorry,
sorry.
guys. I'm just trying to go item by item. Spelling bee, I don't think has any really
No,
expense.
It shouldn't.
I
We
mean,
don't have to, we don't have to
No.
pay the town for the use of the chambers, right?
No,
Okay.
we never did.
So here's what I have,
Uh-huh.
sponsor dollars, you guys received 2,900.
We're talking about A B awards. It's got
For the
awards of
spon-
excellence.
Yeah, sorry, yes, for
awards
the
of
awards of excellence, you guys received $2,900 in
Spon-
scholarship, I mean,
Sponsorship.
sponsorship
Uh-huh.
dollars. And
You
you
spent?
spent $2,720.
Okay, so we had left
So
over.
if you look at your budget, there's only, what's missing there is the, you're missing 365, your actuals are actually 2,720.
I'm sorry, we were missing three.
I'm looking at, sorry, the actuals column on the paper says 2356.
Mm-hmm.
It's really 2720, because the awards invoice just came into us like a week and a half.
Okay, so for the A B awards, we're fine, basically, because the sponsorship covered what we needed to
Mhm.
spend. And then.
Right, because then you were 2720 total, and then you had 2,900 from sponsorship, that covered the event, plus the 1,000. So your total budget under event is really 3,900.
Mhm.
Yeah, which we spent 2720. And then for the spelling bee, what did we spend? Do you remember that? If we spent, what we got for that? Because the trophy, I don't remember how much we paid for the trophy.
Was it like
the only
200?
expense.
250 something.
Cause I know we're gonna have to pay for the plaque for the
Right.
new team, and then there's an individual plaque that the school got to keep.
Right.
We have to pay for that, but I think that was like $40 or
Yes,
something.
no.
It's not that expensive, and I don't think he'll charge too much for that little plaque. I don't think it should be too much. So that event itself doesn't have. That event itself doesn't have a lot of expenses.
It was just the trophy and the plaque.
So do you guys think we're okay then? with
That was,
I think so.
you guys think we're fine then? Yeah.
it was 130
Was the trophy, the whole trophy.
for the trophy and the plaque.
And
So
the plaque,
remember, you
yeah.
guys did one for the school and then you did the big.
So then we're fine then?
So our actuals right now, how much do we have available for events
Well,
in that event line?
To purchase the books, how much,
Mhm.
that's what we want, that's what we wanna make sure. we
Because you
do
wanna
before-
purchase that
We wanna purchase
before,
that now, the summer gonna be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and before
Schools are-
budget, because if not, it goes
Before
back into the
October.
general pot.
Oh, yeah, we gotta spend all that money.
Yeah, so your actuals under that line item should be 2720 for the awards of excellence.
Uh-huh.
It should
So it's 3,900
be
minus,
Plus 130 for the spelling. So your total expenses under that line item should be 2,850.
And,
28.
but we had 3,900, correct?
Mhm.
So we have 1,050
Left over?
for books, that's what you guys
Should
should.
be fine then.
Yeah.
And you can order up
Is
to
there anything else
700
you guys have?
Wait, hold on, you can order up to what, $700 with books?
with,
Scholastic?
without having to go before the council, or because it's in an event. can
No, you
order-
guys have always that under your event line item, it's understood that you guys are allowed to spend
Purchase it.
monies for
Okay.
books.
Okay, and, okay, but my other question is this, $1,000 that we have, if we wanna use some of it to, for example, to buy, cause tablecloths, we didn't end up, remember, keeping, cause the ones that we ordered were the
Yeah.
wrong,
Yeah.
didn't come, and then you
Yeah.
had to rent it. So can that be used for anything, or just only books, or anything for the,
And,
anything?
well, event wise.
Event wise, yeah, that makes- okay, so let's think what we could use for the
Yeah.
award, cause we don't need to spend $1,000 in books, we have some books, we don't need, I mean, we can spend 400 in books or whatever.
I will
What
say, and
Stand or what?
this is gonna depend on how you guys wanna go about this. I
Oh.
don't have exact dollars right now, but as a reminder, the Imagination Library, I don't know if we've talked about it with this group.
Cost, yeah, there-
But the cost has steadily been going up, and the
Yeah.
amount of kids that are signed up to have also.
But I think we all made the I think we came to the consensus that we can't get rid of it, cause everybody expects.
Well,
someone
I just
doesn't wanna
kind
get
of-
rid of it.
You guys had asked me at some point, you guys had me ask them, oh, can we cap the amount of kids that we let into the program? And they essentially were like, the program's all in or not,
Yeah, yeah.
whether you're in or not. So this is something for you guys to think about, because
So how
if
much
it's
money
something
do you-
you guys wanna continue doing, it's the inevitable that you guys have to
Put
have
more
more
into
money
it,
for that, cause that 4,000 is no longer enough.
So how much is it now?
we were short 1,000, wasn't it, like?
I haven't looked at the thing is that there's two accounts for this, not to confuse you guys, but it's prepaid and the prepaid doesn't come out of your account, they have a separate account for it, and then they slowly start chipping away at the EAB line item to make up that. We had an old credit that has been rolling over for like 2 or 3 years, but at this point,
It's gone.
it's done.
Yeah.
So I think for this year, if you guys are a little over, whatever, they'll figure it out, but the reality is that going into next year, if you guys wanna continue that program, I feel like you guys probably need like 5,500 or
5,000.
like 6,000, because it was averaging, let's see,
So
and
an
that's why,
additional
6,000.
1,500 then.
yeah, let me.
I
look
would say
at
that
the-
should go up to 6,000 in the item.
The last
We asked-
invoices are. If you look at the invoices, you're going from anywhere from 520 to 570.
I say,
So average that out for.
so six,
Well-
6,000, right? Would cover it more or less, right? I don't know.
That's
These
higher,
are
right? That
monthly
means-
invoices.
You're talking, no,
Okay.
not even, you're talking about $6,840. If I'm taking the high number here. Last month that was high, 570.
Oh my god.
And they're giving you guys $4,000. So realistically, you have to get in front of council and let them know. If you guys expect us to continue this program.
Yeah, you need to
we
increase the amount.
You're about like almost double funding.
So is that, so then you really need like 7,000 total, like to cover.
Yeah, this is me going off of this high
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
month.
So we need to tell them, look, if you guys want to continue this, cause they seem to want to continue this, cause it's tradition, it's been around for 20 something years. I think that's what Jessica was trying to tell me.
Yeah.
Then if that's the case, then they need to pay more for it, 'cause
Yeah.
it can't come out of our budget.
Yeah, like you guys are,
So
I'm
when do we
assuming you're
tell
not
them-
willing to take it out from your
When
other
do
line
we tell
items.
them that, before the
When you
October?
guys, this budget that you need to turn into me,
Okay.
that needs to go to council and there's
And then
usually a
they'll
workshop
give
for
us the
the,
day to talk to them.
yeah, where you
Okay.
guys present. it.
Okay, so then let's up that to tell them to 7,000. So we
Yeah,
need.
that's my suggestion to you.
No, yeah, we agree, so let's up that to 7,000, but I have to turn in a paper to you,
Yes,
where, and you
but it
email me
should
that
be
paper?
based on,
Yeah, but did you email me that paper?
Yeah. I'll be.
Can you resend it?
No worries.
I have,
So is everybody okay with upping that to 7,000?
Or if you want, I don't mind filling it out for you as.
Oh,
well
God
here,
bless you.
and then I'll send you guys that. out.
God bless you.
Okay.
I have a question, while you do that.
Yes.
The Friends of the Library program, the 4,000 that go to that, do we have an itemized list from the library that shows us how they spent the $4,000? What programs?
So I don't think we have like how they spend it, but they do give it to us every year. This is what we're gonna be doing with the funding you're giving us this upcoming year.
Okay.
That
We
we
have, and we know that these programs are being carried out, they're being fulfilled, because you can present something, then midway through the year, something happens and you have to change, so I just wanna make sure, not that I doubt. I like checks and balances, so oversight.
I mean, we can have
Um,
confirmation.
Yeah, I'd like to see what it is that we are, what programs we are, because in the event there is no funding, what if there's extra money in that Friends of the Library. I mean, it's worth checking.
Of course. I agree with you. So the Francis said library is 7,000. So guys, for the 1,000 that we have, real quick, because we need to move on because we're running out of time, because the principals are coming here too, and we still have to vote on student member. For the 1,000, let's figure what, 400 or 500 for books, is that okay with everybody, or does
Yeah.
anybody have a number per month, how much we wanna spend on the kids' books?
I would say,
Like
I would say,
500?
yeah, I was going between 5 and 6.
5 and 6?
Okay.
Okay,
I
that's
would
fine.
go 6 and
$600 in kids' books, okay, but that's what leaves us about $400. What expense do you guys think what can we use to buy for the
you said the
awards?
tablecloths.
I'm thinking tablecloths because we didn't get them. But my thing is about the tablecloths, this is my thing, guys. If we buy the tablecloths, we have to clean them and maintain them. After the event is over, it has to be taken to some sort of dry cleaner, they're super expensive. You know, how much?
Okay,
they-
dry cleaner, can't you just throw them in the wash and?
I don't think so, I think you have to have a preparation.
I bought, well, I'm sorry, maybe it's the cheap ones that I bought from Amazon, but I buy the cheap ones from Amazon, I throw them in the laundry and they
Put
come
them
out
down.
perfectly ironed.
I don't know
Well,
what
I
to
don't
tell
know,
you.
but
Yeah, cause I
for the
purchased like
tablecloth,
6,
when
and
you
then
guys
they
get
dark
them,
sticks,
We have
banquet
standard black
size,
ones and we just send them to the wash and a
like 6 foot
regular.
tables.
what regular laundromat?
$40.
And how much does that
And they were
cost?
like
My
a
question.
cream color.
Yeah,
So, cause I threw.
so how
the-
many pounds typically
And
like
the
for,
stains come out?
when you have a
Without a
like
problem.
15 table,
But
like
if you
how
just
much
go
does it cost you to do
I
that?
don't
So
know, we
that-
just spent
They're
75, but that was
polyester,
just
so they come out
all the
and they're
ones,
like wrinkle free.
So
But when
can
you
we,
rented
so what,
it, when you
when you
rented
rented it, there
uh-huh.
was,
How
yeah.
was the cost on that?
yeah, when you rented the ones for our
Hold
event.
on.
Because
Site.
versus one and the
Because
other.
yeah. That's gonna be a thing, Javi. I'm not gonna, you know the one, no, I'm talking about that.
We normally, like, here,
Yeah, you guys-
we get a company that comes picks it up, takes it.
So
and
we
brings
bring
back.
it to you, but you guys do it, or no, but we have to pay
And just
you
leave
for
it.
it? Or we
Yeah,
have to
I would
pay
just
for
charge it to your deal.
To your account. Okay.
But it's, right now, that company is $1 a pound.
We just don't know how many, like how many pounds are we looking
You got a
at?
polyester one, you don't have to
I
dry
mean,
clean
let's say
it,
it's
I think.
$1 per tablecloth, what is that, like?
$15.
If it goes up, maybe
So then
30.
it's worth buying them, right? So then we wanna purchase a tablecloth, so what do? I find the tablecloths that we didn't get and I send them to you?
I did end up getting them after the fact, so if you guys want, we'll just keep those under your line item and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
how much
those
were
were
they?
mine.
And I'll show them to you.
Okay, so I don't remember how much they were, 150, I think.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
Okay.
Those were the ones we used?
No.
Ah,
They never.
okay.
And they have buttons, right, they're the long ones, the
The
breaking
long
ones?
ones, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, they are. We make sure that we're.
So then we don't have to,
Worry about that.
worry
We'll
about.
just go into that. with
It's
just
already-
saying-
We subtract it from that
Yeah.
thing. So instead of $1,000, it's.
I'll tell you guys what. it
Yeah,
is.
what it was. I just wanna know how much money we have to pay with,
It's
because I
50.
would like to get runners, we didn't have runners.
It was 153.
153, so 153, and if we spend 600 on, you're a math person, I'm not a math person, it was 153 for the tape, for the tablecloths.
All right,
And then $600 for the books.
right, 753.
So
So
you
you
have
said,
about $300 left. Do you guys wanna get what would you like to get, runners?
we can get the runners, I mean,
Cause we're gonna
we
keep
just-
using your chargers, you don't mind?
I don't know.
Okay,
I think the chargers look very nice.
the chargers are super nice.
Yeah.
I like them, so just get runners, is there anything else you think that we need for the event, I mean? Trying to think, I mean, we have the arts, they use their
The runners
arts.
are not that expensive either, so it's not, I mean, so allocate this, I mean, we don't have to make a motion, you can just spend it, cause it's already there.
Yeah,
So order the books
so I just
and then order the runners, basically you have about $250 to work with. Which is more than enough, I think.
Or just leave it there and if we want.
No, I
that,
can't, if you don't use it,
can't.
you lose it,
You
right?
lose
The
Yeah.
last day of the last day of.
Is there anything else you guys can think of that we need as a committee? Cause we got
For
shirts
events?
last year, but we have shirts now.
It has to be
I have a man shirt. I'd like another.
It doesn't have to be event related?
No, I can just be, it could be
Well, it
shirts,
does,
you know.
well, it has to be related to your line items. You can't like,
So
put
shirts, no,
something-
but shirts, no, because some of us have
I think
problems with the
they-
shirts.
Do you wanna do
shirts
the
are under your
vases? Or was that an issue? Do you wanna order vases?
The vases we used the vases, it was, whose vases were they? Was it Jackie's vases or mine?
Yours.
Oh, they're mine, they're NHS, yeah, I forgot, I have those vases, just, I don't
Okay.
know, we don't need to buy vases, we don't need to buy chargers.
A lot of people
stole them though.
Oh, yeah.
Get out.
We- yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
People walk.
So I'll buy
Se
some
fueron-
vases.
se
I'll
van de
look into
búcaro.
it. Yeah, Bases and runners, bases and runners, bases and runners.
We never know, we never days when we just stop.
break, some of it gets
So bases and
Your event
runners.
might grow.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll order
Yeah.
bases and runners. guys.
Couple like-
I think so.
That's it.
And then, yeah, and then I'll order the books, the $600 worth of books.
Yeah, and I was like, wait.
And
If you
Yeah.
send me the info, I mean, the
Even
link
though we
to what
couldn't
you
yet.
want, because I can do it and like that, you don't have to. get-
Exactly.
They did.
Oh, yeah.
I did, I did.
No, I have to pay for the
I
books.
saw
Yeah,
that,
I
yeah,
know.
like,
One of you ladies.
they're not-
Take a couple hours, but not.
To help with the books, to order the books.
I
You
will
help with that?
be, yeah, I'll be in town, I gotta check.
Okay, just let me know, okay, or do you wanna get together with her and you send her what she needs to order for the books?
Yeah.
I just need the
Okay.
link so I can
So
order.
I'll
for you
leave
guys.
you do the.
Okay.
You guys
Do you
send
have,
her books.
I thought we had a Scholastic link at one point, didn't we? Or-
I know we tried, I don't remember what it was, but I think you had to have like an educator, like, it wasn't, we couldn't just, I knew.
Okay, I'll sign up.
I think
So
Okay.
if
it
you
was
have
the
to work, then I'll just give you the
Perfect.
credit card.
Okay,
Okay, so put there that Claudia's gonna.
If not, that's
is going
why I
to
ordered-
Contact sorry, for the books, to order the books through Scholastic 600. And I am going to get the runners and vases with the rest of the money that's left there.
So just to help you guys go through these line items, so
Yeah.
like that I can. submit it
Yeah, I think
accordingly.
we're not changing anything other than just asking.
So you're doing the same for every single line item, there's
Pretty
nothing new,
much, yeah.
this is the opportunity, I would say, if you're gonna add any new initiative, any new event that you need funding for, like, this is really where.
Do you guys
can add
want
that.
up the events a little bit, amount, they want her up, I don't think you need it. I don't know. I don't think so.
What other events are coming
We
up?
don't have
Do we have
any.
a holiday event coming for
Huh?
Christmas, or do we do anything?
we usually partner up with, the
you
cultural
think-
affairs. And we just give out books, is what we do.
I
for
think it's
smaller
giving out
kids.
books, so we're
Yeah.
spending money on books, so,
Yeah.
so then we're just keeping the budget the same, then is basically what we're doing, yeah.
I
Only
still
thing
have
is
some
cutting
books in
them
my
the
house.
minimum,
Well, you're not keeping it the same, because you're gonna have to ask for
Yeah,
more.
yeah, they gotta, for that thing that they want, the.
For the imagination.
Imagination, right?
No, but I'm just going, okay, so I just have to go line item. Line item to line item,
Just gonna go through it, just keep it all the same except for the event that.
so the only one that's going up is the imagination,
Friends of the
Mhm.
library thing, yeah,
The 7.
to sell, that's it.
the imagination library,
Yeah.
that's the dollar,
Yeah, the
okay, the
doc-
friends of the library, you just wanted confirmation that they're using the fund as.
As is, yeah. Cause the other stuff.
Yeah, just to
is
see
not
what
our
they've-
control.
And then you guys are okay keeping the language arts supplement money, the STEM money, I assume,
Yeah, like,
okay.
that's what the town wants.
Yeah.
See what I should change. It's working, ready and broke, don't fix it. Okay.
Okay, so
So
we're
that's-
just upping the imagination, events, same as everything else the same.
Yeah, now William will still keep the same wonderful sponsors. Headquarter Toyota, Vicky Bakery. Everybody that helped with all the events. Okay, so let's go on to the next item.
I'll send you guys
The
a copy of
student-
this.
Perfect, so you don't need me to spell anything on, you got it, oh my god, you're awesome.
I did hands
God
on.
bless.
Oh, yeah.
I might be again and she's leaving, so ready to go. Okay, so now we have the fun part. We're going now, next item 8B, vote on the new student member. So we all looked at the applications.
Yes.
Where is it? Where is it? Do you need us to vote, do you have a paper first of all, or we can just tell you, or how do you want to do it?
Let me.
Yeah, give her a second, I'm sorry, no, wait, so fast. Should I talk about each candidate or yes?
I don't know, just assume
Or
everyone.
just,
I
everybody read and we just vote? Okay.
the two that I like the most.
Okay. You're between this one and.
Mm-hmm, and there was, but I liked this one because she was younger and you could build her more than that one.
Okay. So.
How do you say sample in Spanish?
Una muestra.
Yeah, I was like, if I blank that, I was like, un sample.
Yo te iba a decir lo mismo, el de la una muestra.
Spanish.
I got stuck in. Going. That's not the way you
I was
say
gonna say, who's sample?
it. Sorry. I'm trying to multitask.
I think, I had sent the files to you guys that had a number on it, but I don't know, however you guys wanna do it.
By the number.
By the number, we know the numbers. Applicant
You know the
number one,
numbers?
two, three,
Yes,
four,
I
five, six,
remember
yeah.
the
There were
numbers.
six
Oh,
applicants.
wow, okay,
Yeah.
I didn't-
Yeah. Okay, so how do you want us to do it? Do we write it on paper? Do we? fill it out?
here, I'll tell you.
Out loud.
So I'm gonna do 1, 2,
I agree.
3. So, I guess I'm gonna go one by one and you can give me your vote. If you're voting for this person, I guess say aye. For number one. No, number two. Number three. Number four. Number five. Okay, number six.
Right.
Okay, so.
Easy enough. Easy peasy. We're very efficient. Very efficient. So when does that new person start? They would come start
I
next?
will notify them, and I guess I'll ask them if, are you able to come next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think that's how you guys did it last year, right?
Transition.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
So Lorena.
I'll invite them. to this.
And maybe you won't be there no more? Well, she'll come to the next meeting.
Yeah, I think next thing.
She'll be in town. She'll
Or
be in
August,
town.
or it's
Yeah.
August.
Cause you graduated, right? Did you?
Yeah.
graduate?
You, he does such a great job.
Hi.
I called you, your phone went through to voicemail. We've been out there for like 15 minutes. We're melting.
I didn't get a phone call.
They had a meeting outside, okay?
My phone didn't ring.
I know, it's going straight to voicemail. Ask her, I was calling, okay?
Black hole with the black hole. Yes.
So
We might do it. It's a tie bit more.
I'm un poco rojita.
Just saying.
Look a little balmy. Welcome, everybody. Sorry. Okay, we're not gonna go on to.
Turn my phone. And so I turned it on.
Okay, we want to wrap up the meeting, our meeting first real quick, so we're gonna go on to item 9C. Reminder, we still have an opening for another committee member. I know she's gonna apply, and if the ladies know anybody else that wants to apply, tell them to contact Al, I guess, to send the application in. Okay, and now we're number 9, any announcements?
No, 9 is done.
9 is, oh yeah, because we did the announcements, yeah, okay. So then, well, I don't wrap up the meeting because now we're
Yeah,
having the
just continue with-
Oh. Okay, so welcome, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and start with the principal's end of the year report, and I guess we could just go around. We'll start with.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Doing well. Happy summer.
Yes.
Okay, so at Miami Lakes K Center, we had a successful school year. The program was very smooth. There were many celebratory activities for the students. We had award ceremonies for all the grade levels. And our PTSA hosted an end of the year fun day for the students. Great time by everyone. Our testing was also very smooth. All of our students were tested, and we're showing preliminary increases in all the subject areas at this time. So that's definitely good. I wanted to thank all of you for the money from the town. We were able to offer our vocabulary communications class honors course again. And our students took the PSAT this year again, and they did very well. We had all 35 students meeting and exceeding the standards in ELA. We were also able to fund our robotics and STEAM competitions this year and STEAM supplies for lab activities for the teachers, the students. So thank you again. We currently have 23 elective offerings in middle school, and we're going to continue those hopefully. Let's see what the budget brings into next school year. We have specialized academy tracks in STEAM, technology, and law studies. However, we do offer different electives that cover all the different interests for the students. We were able to participate in several competitions this school year and ranked very well. In our law academy, we were the top school in the Miami-Dade Urban Debate League 3 times. We were the top 8 debate team in the nation. We also participated in the Goldman debate, and we were we were ranked the best and outstanding delegate. Also in the Trojan HML, we were outstanding delegate there too. We had 4 of our students receive the Miami Lakes Education Advisory Board Award of Excellence. That was very nice. And also one of our teachers received the Educator of the Year Award. And FBLA, we had different competitions as well. They went to the national, the state conference in Orlando as well. And we had 2 students place first place in the district FBLA competition. We had 3 finalists in the core art competition. And different students also placed in the Miami-Dade County Fair and Expo as well. And chess, the same thing. Our students did very well. They ranked in the region and also in the district. And we had a 2nd place winner in the U700 division in the Super Nationals. In environmental science, we received the silver award in the Fairchild Tropical Challenge. Also this year, we're an Everglades Gold Champion School once again. And we're also bringing as a new elective this school year. We got a grant with the district and they're gonna be providing the equipment, so we're very excited about that, because I have a teacher that's kind of like with the district so that we can get the equipment, so we're excited about that. Our enrollment is, maintaining, we're a few short of last year at this time, but I know that we will be up for that in the transfers that we will be receiving. And like, we're already in the process of starting for the.
That's just gonna do.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yes, Anna Martinez, Principal, Bob Brown Education Center. So our highlights, we are encouraged by the preliminary, FCAT and, I'm sorry, FCAT.
Wow, you've gone
No.
back. Put the recording. What she meant to say was.
I just didn't say Florida right. FAST and ELCs, we increased our percentage of students scoring 3s, 4s, and 5s in ELA and math by 90% in all of our grade levels. So that's wonderful. We offered geometry and biology for the first time in a few years, and 100% of our students achieved levels 3, 4s, and 5s. We again offered the vocabulary course. Thank you to the advisory board. Our students did very well on the exam, so we're very positive that they will score even better once they have to take that assessment again in high school. So they've done very well in that course. We also thank you for the money that we get towards our robotics and STEM. So that helped us even more so this year because we applied to be a STEAM school. Been trying to convince my teachers to just showcase what they've been doing for years. So they finally got on board and we applied to be a STEAM designated school. And it allowed our students to participate in several competitions for math, science, art. And we had a number of students who were recognized and won several awards through those competitions. It also allowed us to spotlight a robotics team in the middle school. And our students are qualified for state competitions. And we're expanding onto the elementary. We're gonna have an elementary robotics. We had a little one, so now we're gonna have a bigger one next year. So good things are happening thanks to becoming, applying to be a STEAM school. Our dance team continues to excel and be recognized at the district and state levels in competitions. Our Bobcat course began this year by performing the national anthem at the opening of school superintendent's address. And they also performed at the school board Christmas holiday December school board meeting. And that's thanks to our fabulous teacher of the year who also finaled as a region finalist, Mr. Puemayoan. Our band has performers recognized at the Superintendent's Honors Music Festival, showcased amazing improvement over the school year, and they work very collaboratively with Barbara Goldman's band teacher. We had all of our awards assemblies, our banquets, our recognitions, and of course the PTSA blast days, which even though there was some rain, we still blasted off. So we had a lot of fun on the blast days. Thanks to the town, a few of our students received awards at the banquet which you guys held. And even though Bob Graham this is our 22nd year, the first years we were not rated. So, and we weren't rated during COVID, but we just closed out our 19th year of steady A's. We're the only school, I always say this, in the school district besides Pinecrest Elementary, who has had the longest streak of a consistent A. So we're hoping for our 20th year. That's it.
Good afternoon, Barbara Goldman Senior. We were told not to say what we were going to be projected to be next year, but I will say it starts with the letter A. We had a 99% graduation rate. We only had 3 kids who are pending, so they'll be testing in June. So that's the highest graduation rate we've ever had. We had $22 million in scholarships, which we had a very small class. This was the COVID class that couldn't come to the school because we were MSO, so we had 540 kids. So they earned about $41,000 per kid in scholarship, which was amazing. We had 1 National Merit Scholar, which is only the second in school history. We had 1 last year. We had 1 Posse, and we had 3 Questbridge Scholars this year, going to Brown, Northwestern, Notre Dame, UChicago, and Franklin and Marshall. We also had a Gates scholarship winner. We had 9 students graduate with an AA and a high school diploma as well. Our students earned 2,511 college credits last year, and that's with a small class. We had the highest scores we had at the school in language arts, learning games with lowest 25% in reading, and then our US history, graduation rate, and acceleration rates were the highest the school's ever had. We had a 93% acceleration rate, which means 93% of our seniors either took an AP class and passed it, industry certification, or a dual enrollment class. And basically the 7% that didn't are some of our dual enrollment, our disabled students that are severely disabled. We have a couple programs like that. So those students are part of that number. But our Jewels, our dance team, won 2 national championships this year. It's the first time they win 2 in 1 year, only the 4th time they win. Our mock trial, Minnesota's team, for the 11th in state, they won the district championship, went to the state championship and came in 11th place. Football team won districts this year. Our boys basketball team beat Hialeah Gardens 3 times for the first time in the history of the rivalry. So that was nice. And we're adding girls weightlifting to the repertoire. We have a few weightlifters that are coming out. So, you know, power to the girls. They're going to come out and lift all kinds of weight. Which will help this time of year when we have to move desks and chairs and stuff like that. It's always good to have. They work for Candy, so it's always great. Sorry, can you take that off the unauthorized workers? I mean, community service hours for children. Next year, we're future to have 3,092 kids. We have close to almost 800 which is the regular class that we normally have coming in. Right now, I mean, Barbara Goldman doesn't sleep, so now we have boot camps, we have college readiness camp with our counselors, we have basketball camp, baseball camp, football is doing conditioning, and we have wrestling camp and volleyball camp. And then we will be having orientation for our 9th graders in about a month. So that's the end of my summary for Barbara Goldman.
Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Maria Medina, principal at Miami Lakes Middle. I'd like to thank on behalf of my school, the EAB, for always supporting us. We appreciate that. And I also want to thank my school and my staff if they're watching. Because we had a really good year this year, and we were able to grow in a lot of areas. And I especially want to thank Mr. Ford for always supporting me. You know, even if we agree to disagree, thank you, because you're always there and I can always bounce ideas with you. The school is projected to stay the grade that it is. So we're looking forward to that. Our students did very well. Our enrollment is right now at 968, which is a little higher than we were last year at this time. So we do look forward to maintaining our staff and the way of life at Miami Lakes. One of the big awards that we got this year was from the Magnet School of America. We were ranked as one of the top magnet schools for 2025. But bigger than that was that we did have a site visit from the MSA organization to see what it is that we do at our school. And that visit was 1 out of 10 schools that received it, which puts us in the great scope of out of about 500 applications that came through the magnet school. We're in 1% top of the magnet schools in the country. So that was a real nice award for us. Our legal studies continues to do well. They did go to nationals in Tampa and were able to place 4th among middle schools and high schools. Chess as well went to nationals in Orlando and were ranked as well. Our band, our dance, our theater program is growing and is also becoming well rounded with superiors. This year in theater, we did a segment of Wicked. And it was really wicked. It was really cool. And so, you know, we're already speaking and talking about what we're going to do next school year with our theater. Our chorus has increased from one class to two classes now. And our jazz band as well went from one jazz band to another. In the area of sports, we have all the sports, and we were successful in soccer and in volleyball. This year we added golf and tennis, and we plan on continuing that. I think I mentioned it at the beginning, but we did offer chemistry, algebra 2, and AP Spanish for the first time at the school. We added 2 new courses this school year, electives. We are doing a stagecraft class, and we're also opening a sports training program for the kids to participate with the students that are doing athletics on sports injuries, etc. So if they decide to go to high school and get into sports management, you know, they have at least an idea, and they would travel with our students. We now are in the middle of an intercession. We started today, and that is a short, like small, recovery for students. And we have about 15 kids doing that, and that will allow them to finish and not have to go to summer school. We do it with the 8th graders. We also too are planning a band camp that we'll be having in July, cheerleading camp. Dance team will be going to Broward for camp. And that's pretty much it for Miami Lakes.
Awesome, thank you.
Good afternoon, Juan Ramirez, proud principal at Hialeah Miami Lakes Senior High School. Graduation was great. If you have an opportunity, Moritz killed it, not for my speech, but if you have an opportunity, go back and watch his recording. I think he touched, and I think it has to do with a lot of the mentoring that the sport has done with him. During the graduation, one of my students unfortunately was paralyzed due to gun violence. And the Miami Heat showed up on graduation day and actually gave the family $10,000. He got to meet Bernie, 2 Miami Heat players, added a little bit to the stress level of graduation, you know, managing all those areas, but we got them lined up and go. So that was something great for that the Miami Heat did for him, because he's really going to need that support. I had 9 students complete their AA prior to graduating, prior to our graduation. So I had 9 graduate with their AA from Miami-Dade. I have over 15 students joining different ranks of the military, Navy, Army, what have you. I had 2 students get silver nights, Roberto, Carmona, and Moritz. They not only final, but they actually won silver nights. Last week, I had a freshman, Asauda Valdez. She was recognized by the Board of Education and Manny Diaz for a leadership award. So as a freshman, for her to get that honor was great. Samuel Rodriguez, one of my rising seniors, he was Matter for Respect, over 1,000 students that got nominated throughout the year. Our student service department came in and awarded him an award. We also were given the Upstander School Award by our student services. Something that reminded me when Ms. Medina was talking about stagecraft and her drama. This year, my drama program did a bilingual Shrek, which was paid, so it was phenomenal. It was great. You know, Shrek was Donkey was great, and they were going from Spanish to English. They had to apply, and I believe. No, it was really. It wasn't really capaz. Donkey was hilarious. African American young man, but he was. Throw the Spanish out there, and it was great. That was really neat to see the kids, and it wasn't just our drama kids. They opened it, you know, they had open casting, so you had students not in our drama program to get involved with that project. I don't even know, the weeks kind of blend. We had a unveiling for our courtroom. We had former alumni, current students, a past teacher, which was nice to see a teacher that had taken the early 90s mock trial team to state, was actually there in presence, and some of the older students that were there were like, oh my gosh, I'm still alive, and it was great. A lot of the city of Hialeah was there as well to partake. You know, Mr. Alonzo was there, so we unveiled that. Our planetarium is gonna open in August, so the dome has already gone up. They're doing the lining of the dome now. My seniors received over $2 million in scholarships, and they're going, like Dr. Sanchez said, like we crank out Harvard, MIT, Duke, all the Florida schools, UF, FSU, UCF, FIU. So they're going everywhere. I had 2 students recognized as presidential scholars, Stephanie Rodriguez and Maritza Costa. Our Project Citizen won Best Portfolio and is going to represent the state of Florida in the National Project Citizen Showcase. The Giving Gators were at HML stocking up our pantry. We have a little pantry there that they helped us put together, and they were there. This summer, I am gearing up for credit recovery, driver's ed. My enrollment's a little lower. I'm about 1,400, so it's a little lower than it's been in the past. And we are projected to be a B next year.
Can I ask you, like, what your enrollment is supposed to be, out of curiosity?
I'm usually about 1,500 at this time during the summer, because usually my colleagues like to come and borrow some of my kids. They're afraid.
Nobody's talking.
Deny. Good afternoon.
Yes, so am I up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay, all right, I'll make this short and sweet. Happy to report we are the largest or the highest A that we've been. We were at 78% of the points earned last year. We're forecasting, projecting to be at 81% of the points earned. So if an A stays at 64, this would be like an A plus. Attendance continues to improve. Last year, one of the things that we focused on was improving the kids that were truant. 11 or more absences is what we consider truant. That number stood at 41% last year. Okay, we put that as part of our map. We worked on it. Happy to report that we brought it down to 36%. And so attendance continues to be large for us. If they're not there, they can learn, right? We did have some retirees in the math department that are gonna present some challenges for us next year. We also have one of our top geometry teachers who is on maternity leave that will present a challenge for us next year. But enrollment is up. We do anticipate on picking up some positions at budget. We continue to be a Title I school, which is huge for us. And we're still debating what our theme should be next year. We're looking at something having to do with innovation and you know, and AI, and so we want to bring that to the forefront. I think my teachers, to a certain degree, they're shying away from, or they're concerned with AI, and we need to start like leveraging that technology to help teaching and learning versus kind of being afraid and not knowing what to do with it. So in a nutshell, that's us.
Thank you.
Oh, and the planners will go up to the one this.
Thank you. I'll put it out there.
You can't say that. Right here in public, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Why I said it.
I know, just pass it, I understand.
I would like to add something which impacts the community. As you know, I have a large ASD population. I have several units at my school. I have over 300 something students who have autism. This coming year, we're opening 3 additional units in VPK. So we're gonna have 3 preschool ASD units that we're adding. So we're definitely expanding our ASD program. So that's a positive thing, because now students that are in pre-K don't have to go to a school outside of Miami Lakes. They can now come to our school,
Thank you.
and then they stay in school with free.
That's awesome. Thank you.
And we have a ASD program like well.
And so do we at HMS. That's the FAA is gonna give me points.
Yeah.
FAA, those kids.
Yeah, they
They
do.
earn me points, they do though.
So we wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. We started this year, the new, the spelling bee was a new thing for us next year. We had the schools that participated, Miami Lakes 8th Way, we had Bob Graham, Miami Lakes Middle School. It was great to start that out as a new initiative for the board. We wanted to take a little bit of up to see if maybe you could start preparing for it a little bit earlier this year, now that you know it's coming. It'll be in January. We had last year in January, if I remember correctly. So maybe if if you could start having the teachers kind of address that spelling bee, curriculum.
And we'll,
Yeah.
we'll put out official, guidance earlier as well. But just to put it in your,
Yeah, just to kind of.
on
start
your
planning
radar,
ahead.
obviously it's for the
Yeah.
the middle and the K. To put it on your radar, because we'll put it out there earlier as well.
Miami Lakes Miami Lakes St. Louis, and they have the beautiful trophy, they have it in the office, and you get to keep the plaque. And then it's a traveling trophy, so whoever wins next year, we'll see who wins, the teams are very competitive.
Yeah.
So we wanted just so you could, start working on that earlier so the kids can be as prepared as possible for that competition. And then the second thing is the awards of excellence that we just wrapped up in May, first week of May, I think it was May first.
Me first, yeah.
My thing,
Well. Sure, I'll make sure. Why not?
Yeah.
So we had, we're listening to all these wonderful things going on in the schools. And yet one of the things that we were kind of like shocked at was the low number of applicants that we had for these awards. So this year we really want all these wonderful things going on in your schools represented in the volume of nominations that we get. So if you have any ideas for what we could do better to get it out to you, maybe we need to get it out to you sooner, get it out to a particular person. Maybe it didn't go to the right person, whatever you feel could make it better for you to get us more nominations. Cause I know for a fact, there were a lot more kids that we could have filled those nominations with. And it was academic, it was community service, it was a lot of things. There's wonderful things going on in these schools. And wonderful 8th and 5th and 12th graders.
Yeah.
That we could have nominated, and educators, by the way, teachers too, that we could have nominated.
Want to recognize.
And we wanna make sure that
we wanna
they get an
highlight
opportunity to win and we wanna
Yeah.
recognize them.
Right.
So,
the great work that you're doing, we wanna
Exactly.
highlight it, but if we don't get the
Yeah.
nominations, we can't, our hands are tied. So
Right.
if you could, you had amazing kids, so if you guys
Yeah.
could highlight, and I think maybe assign, like she said, a person at your school, maybe an AP, like you could say, okay, this is gonna, if this year, if you could please do that for us.
right, contact this
Contact
person.
this person, and then they could submit the names to us, so that we can get more nominations, because
Yeah.
we wanna highlight. the
So
great
maybe
work
think about the one person you would trust with
a
that.
designated person at your school that
Right.
could just handle that, and then they could maybe talk to the department chairs, however you wanna do it, if you wanna do it by departments, they could nominate the best kids and, for each
Cause you
area.
guys are busy, I know.
I know.
You guys are busy and I know your kids are busy. Trust.
But we wanna highlight the
But,
great kids.
But it may be an activities director or a magnet lead or someone like that you think would be the perfect person
To do.
to take that on and make sure that those nominations get to us. So maybe start thinking about who that person would be.
So I have a person, my concern is that my best student does not necessarily live in the town of Miami Lakes.
But he
That
goes to
was
school, so it doesn't matter.
eliminated,
Okay.
we eliminated that this year. But it could be
Okay,
any
that's why
student
I
that
didn't.
attends your school, so they don't have to live in Miami.
It's either or.
It's either or,
Perfect.
either or.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, because I have several, but
Yeah.
they're not.
No, I.
We did away
Okay.
with that this year precisely for that reason,
Okay,
because
yeah.
a lot of you guys are magnet schools, you have kids coming in from outside of the area.
Mhm.
And we wanna highlight those kids, they're great kids, they go to your school, they help contribute to the school grade, and they should get recognition for their hard work.
Okay,
So thank
thank
you.
you for that.
Is there anything else, ladies, that we need to,
Question,
yeah?
how do you guys do the grants at the beginning of the year? Is that something that will be open again?
That's
Yeah,
not
that's,
us.
that's the
Oh,
budget,
yeah,
that the
okay.
council has to vote for, we tell them.
Not us.
Oh,
What
that's
you're
not-
talking about is not us,
Oh,
it's
is it
through the grants.
The language arts and the STEM?
Yeah,
No.
That's
That
part
the
of our
teachers can
budget,
apply
though.
for the grants, because I know we.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
the
town foundation.
The town foundation. Yeah, we don't shut down.
Foundation.
about it.
So we
Yeah,
don't
that's
push
not
it.
us.
that's not us,
No,
that's
no,
the town,
that's
that's the
another
town,
thing.
yeah, how you're talking about the other
I
items.
would suggest, if you guys don't mind, signing up for our monthly newsletter, because that's where we publish all the initiatives that the town is doing, and there you'll catch it. Okay.
For the month, and now, maybe, I don't know.
I mean, if you
Oh,
guys don't mind, I have all your emails, I don't mind adding you to it, but I think that's the best suggestion I can give you, because I don't know right now when they're gonna open it
Yes,
up.
please.
Yeah, if you could add them and send it to them, that'd be great, so that way they're informed, and that'll let them know throughout the year, like as things come up for. Is there anything else that we could help you with? No? Okay. We hope you have a great summer. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care.
Martinez.
Yeah, right.
So
People from our left.
See, I had a meeting.
There's the radio signal again too.
Bye, everybody. Take care. Have a great night.
That's what you're still live.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, the meeting is still live. There's nothing you said on video. Oh, hi, and it's over.
But I'm the one.
You're Chris.
Christy.
Cause I met her. Oh, okay.
I've only interacted like once.
Okay.
When you guys were having a
Thank
We
you.
don't really update but thank you guys for actually the stand and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The meeting is still live, so I'm gonna wrap it up, adjourn the meeting, so I call the meeting. Is there anything we have to discuss before I adjourn the
So
meeting?
shouldn't sit, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna adjourn the meeting. I just want to make sure, was there anything else that we guys needed to?
No.
Okay, so